was the last leg of our trip. We flew in to Paris, rented the smallest car, the cheapest car. And the normal types of cars out here are the BMWs, the Audis. So the cool thing is, she asked me, hey, do you want a 3 Series BMW? And I was like, hell yeah. It was awesome to drive around, brand new, like 200 miles on it. I had to return the car to Paris, or else it would have been like 3x the amount of money. And we took the bullet train from Paris to Frankfurt. Last night, stayed in a nice hotel. Where I'm at right now is this trip to Europe actually made me feel poor as fuck. Seriously, I've been living the good life in Mexico, Guadalajara, make 6 figures a year without doing really anything. I'll get into that business that I've had for about 4 years, messing around with a couple other small businesses. This was a reality check. I am 45 years old and having a midlife crisis now. This trip made me realize seriously how poor I am. Probably spent about $30,000 on this trip with tickets, hotels. I mean, you're talking 21, 22 days. Look at how cool it is. Frankfurt, I didn't know it was so cool. I could live here. If I could speak German, I would live here like a mug. How do I get this thing to point back on me? People are cool. I hated Germany at the beginning of this trip because we went to Berlin. Berlin is so depressing, it's insane. Everybody wears black. We didn't see the sun the whole time. The food is nasty. They eat these things called doners. I thought like there'd be a ton of bratwurst and stuff. Nah. They have currywurst, which is pretty much a sliced up hot dog on steroids, like a big hot dog. And then they put like some Indian curry BS on it. I didn't like it at all. Berlin sucks, so I hated all of Germany, even though we went to a couple other cities in Germany, which were cool, which was Dresden, was super cool. Hamburg was decent. I'll put videos of that in here so you can check it out. Anyway, point is I spent about $30,000 on this trip. You step out the door, I mean, dude, I went to Spain, Madrid, Barcelona, Italy 2 years ago, and I was like, all right, cool. Probably like 50% more expensive than living in Guadalajara, Mexico. Although in Spain, I had a friend that I stayed with, which cut out the cost of renting Airbnbs or hotels. So anyway, I thought it would be priced similar, I can't say that word. But nah, the parking, one day I screwed up. I went in this parking garage in Amsterdam because I couldn't find any parking because it's like the biking capital of the world. Oh dude, it was so stressful driving through that city. First private parking garage I found, stayed like 4 hours, cost me 60 euros. And then our hotel, every hotel I had to pay parking. It was in between like 20 euros a night to 40. So that day, parking alone cost me 100 euros, which is probably like 120 bucks. Food, every time we sat down, it was at least 40, 50 euros, even at a basic spot in any city we went. And then of course, you know, I'm drinking a hella beer and wine. So it ended up costing probably like 400 or 500 euros a day when you average out the costs of flights and then daily expenses and then Airbnbs, hotels. I tried to stay around 150 US per night in hotels. Every city was pretty similar. We stayed in some really nice hotels and then some okay hotels, but nothing was bad. All the beds were awesome. So my conclusion on this trip is that I feel poor. I wanted to do a lot more things like excursions in Paris, but like I just felt stressed out because of money. Hence where I'm at right now with my midlife crisis. 3 days ago I stopped drinking to kind of get a clear mind. Drinking's always, it's so hard not to drink in Mexico. Like the life is drinking in Mexico. And now I feel a little motivation. I got depressed at the end of this trip. I was just like, fuck dude. Like I wanna enjoy the trips like this without thinking about money. In Mexico, I don't ever have to think about money. I can do whatever I want pretty much, eat whatever I want, go wherever I want. I have a super nice apartment in a very luxury building. Got a car, BMW X5 and a moto. So anyway, that 6 figures a year gives me complacency. I am stuck because I'm like, all right, I got a consistent 6 figures a year coming in and I'm able to save. I don't spend it all. Probably have a little more coming in, probably about 150,000 a year, give or take. It definitely varies season to season because of one of my businesses, but average 150,000. I follow a subreddit on Reddit called Fat Fire. It's all about retiring early and retiring fat with fat money. Basically, an average of 10 million, so you could live off of a withdrawal rate, 4% a year, adjusted for inflation, all that good stuff, and gives you the comfy life, even if your investments are in bogglehead funds, super conservative, beats inflation, allows you to withdraw that 4%, which is 400K a year. That's on my mind constantly. And right now where I'm at, I'm probably liquid, about 150,000. I have money tied up in land in the States. I have one decent property in San Diego, which it's probably worth about 300,000 or 400,000, but I do have to go through the easement process, fight with the neighbor because he's a cocksucker. I will cross that bridge when I have more energy. When I get back, my goal is to hit that 10 million by 50 years old, which I know I can. I have awesome opportunities. I get pitched in Mexico with businesses all the time, small businesses. And the exciting thing about that is either it's a low barrier of entry with these small businesses. Labor's extremely cheap. Some of the businesses I've looked at is high profitability. The upside is it's easy to scale because most of the operators don't have good systems, processes in place, guidelines, and don't know how to really market. They don't use CRMs, all that stuff that is the foundation for every business. I have a good team, operations manager. I work with a digital marketer that has his team that we go into businesses and scale them. Started that with 1 or 2. Look at how cool this is. See, this is pretty cool. We're in Frankfurt, little plaza here. That's my motivation. I'm highly capable. I know how intelligent I am. I just don't ever apply myself because I'm lazy. Complacent, comfortable, living a degen life in Mexico. Got a couple degen friends that are, I wouldn't say complacent, but the same level as me. Got their businesses that bring in money and don't have to do anything really. One of my insecurities is I'm 45 years old and I don't have home ownership. It makes me feel like a loser, especially when I compare. I always compare myself. I always compare to my friends in the States who are doing well, have rentals, their own home ownership. And I know they say don't compare, but that's just my personality and I can't help it. All I think about is money and business. It's a stressor for me, big stressor. Wake up, look at my little retirement stocks, look at my Bitcoin, which I don't have that much of, look at my bank account. Had a good trip. The highlights were going to, God dude, Frankfurt's awesome to me. I'm gonna show you a little more of Frankfurt. Also going to Bruges, Ghent, and Brussels, which were in Belgium. Oh my God. Impressive. Amsterdam, we stayed one night there. I don't know, man, it was just too chaotic with all if I was in college, I would have loved that city. I loved it, but to me, it was just chaos. I couldn't, they have this once every 5-year sail show, which attracts 2.5 million people over 5 days, and we happened to go on that day. I'm gonna show you little clips of that. It was way too crazy, chaotic for me. What else? Oh, Prague. Prague was freaking amazing. I could definitely live in Prague. Prague was incredible. The only thing is the language. Holy shit, dude. It's fucking crazy they speak Czech or whatever, Checo Perez. Impossible to even learn one word for me. Although a lot of people speak English. Everywhere we went, most of the people speak enough English, but it sucks having to resort to English in these countries where it's not their first language because you just feel like a tool. Amsterdam was impressive to me too. So it's time to get focused. I have a couple big opportunities right now. I'm in the process of negotiating investment terms for my buddy who I met through playing paddle, his gym business. He has 4 gyms that he's opened up in the last 2 years. Highly profitable. How do you say it? EBITDA is 35%. The cost to open up a new gym with build it out, new equipment is 150,000 roughly US. So they're growing fast. So they're looking for a 10 million peso investment, and I'm gonna come in at 1 million or 2 2 million with a 6% ownership, not of a gym, but their business. They have a big expansion plan, growth plan, which is open up 3 more gyms by the end of the year. If they raise enough money, they're offering 35% for that 10 million pesos, which is about 500,000. They're looking to scale. They have a good niche because they put their gyms in kind of not the low end areas, but areas that I don't travel to in Guadalajara, kind of on the outskirts in these areas where there's just no reason to go outside of just cruising on my moto. They scale well. They have good systems, processes. They're both good operators. Partner has worked at this big chain for 10 years, so they're kind of duplicating that. Their goal is to get to 20 gyms in 5 years and then keep on scaling. So I'm looking at that to increase my net worth, my initial investment, which right now I think based on my valuation, looking at all their financial statements, they're valued, giving it a 4x multiple at about 37 million pesos, which is about 1.85 million US dollars. And I did my research a little bit because I want to go into this not only for the profit sharing, but also in exit down the road when they scale up to 40, 50 gyms, and that multiple goes from 4 to potentially 7 to 9 based on my research of private equity groups buying out gyms, chains of those size in Mexico. There are groups that do that are foreign and what do you call it, local, domestic. So that's giving me hope, a ray of light. But my main focus is to get into the medical industry. It's huge down in Mexico. It's absolutely huge, especially in Guadalajara. It's growing insane because Tijuana, cosmetic, medical, tourism, whatever, is basically the price of the States, and it's just a shithole place to go. So a lot of people are shifting to Guadalajara. I want to start with a Botox clinic, lip fillers, that extremely high profit margins. It's a lot of competition, but like I said, people don't do strong marketing, digital marketing, strong customer follow-up, strong sales, upselling, systems, processes, all that stuff. I have a couple friends that have Botox clinics. I wanted to come in as a consultant and kind of do a profit share or just, consultancy fee based strictly on revenue, but it kind of died out just because of the situation. Maybe I'll get into that into a future video. To wrap things up, here's some cool, Frankfurt's pretty cool, man. It's got some super high rises. I think it's definitely a business hub here. I don't know, I'm gonna have to investigate more, but definitely a business hub. I think the biggest financial hubs in Europe are Frankfurt, Paris, London, and I don't know where else, but Frankfurt's definitely one of them. I did not expect for Frankfurt to be like this. So to carry on, bottom line, I feel super inadequate, I would say. I want to be on these vacations, buying whatever the hell I want, super awesome clothing boutiques, and that shit is expensive. In Mexico, I just buy cheap shit. Replicas are not illegal in Mexico, so I buy my fake Jordans, my fake anything. You can get fake anything. Not to wear the brands or anything like that, but just, I don't give a shit. Fake leather jacket. Maybe this actually might be real, I don't know. Fake hat. Nah, this is, I don't know what that says. I think it's from Belgium. I'm at that level where this is an eye-opener, traveling these countries. I want to live the good life. And I know everybody does, but I know I'm capable. Some people I feel like don't think they're capable, but I know I'm capable of it. I'm gonna push hard. And are we crossing right here? One of the biggest reasons why I feel like I'm in this situation, I didn't grow up in a good I wasn't financially educated when I was young, didn't have the wherewithal, didn't understand, didn't have discipline. It's a big eye-opener. I see my friends that came from families where they were smart with their money. And again, you guys all know, putting a couple $500 away up into index funds from when you're 18 years old, or some parents fund their kids 529s, leave them inheritance, trust funds, all that good stuff. I came from absolutely nothing. It definitely was a disadvantage, and so here I am. dealing with the cards I've been dealt with. I've put money away into retirement many times, broke into the retirement, used it all, just because of my lack of discipline. Never had a budget, just winged it my whole life. So we are going to start to budget, be responsible, disciplined, but also I'm aggressive and I'm a risk taker. The plan is get back to Guadalajara, jump on some of my business opportunities. I'm gonna analyze the business opportunities with you guys. And I don't come from a financial background. I'm pretty stupid when it comes to financial literacy, but we're gonna work on it. Only way to grow, right? Get roasted by the comments, learn from my mistakes. Hopefully not too many, but I feel good. The one good thing is I know how to get in front of business opportunities all the time, especially, thank God, for paddle. Paddle's a high-end sport in Mexico. Don't even mention pickleball. Is it like pickleball? No, paddle, Google paddle. I'll show you a clip. Pickleball triggers me. Anyway, it's a high-end sport here because of the wealth distribution. You know, you got the rich, middle class can play the sport a little bit, but definitely not the poor. Golf and paddle are high-end sports. Made a lot of friends. It's a very social sport too. Very social. There's like 70 clubs here, paddle. So I've made a lot of friends, and a lot of them are business owners or come from families that have a lot of money. I would say most of them are small business owners, and they do well. A lot of doctors, a lot of engineers, architects, because my Spanish isn't perfect. The good thing is they speak English, so I can talk my business stuff with them in English, which is a lot easier because I don't know any Spanish business vocabulary. Well, I do, but not to the level I need to know it at. We're gonna lock in when I get back, analyze opportunities, the gym business that I'm in negotiations with. What else do we wanna talk about? Kind of wiped out from this trip, but it is definitely motivating, walking across, going to the tourist areas in all these cities and then looking at all the shit I can't afford. It's frustrating. So we're gonna change that, all right? So I'll be back with you guys. When I get on my plane, business class, enjoying it, and at the same time thinking about how much fucking money it cost me. All right, so we just loaded up in business class in Condor Airlines from Frankfurt. We got a 12-hour flight to Panama City, then an 8,000-year layover there, which we actually got to. It's because I screwed up. I bought the ticket super late and had to get back on a certain day because she got a job working remote, blah blah blah, this and that. And I didn't look at I did look at the layover time. I'd rather have. So we have 17-hour layover in Panama City. Arrive at 3 a.m. I'd rather just go straight to a hotel and crash. Use Marriott points to book a hotel so I can get late checkout at 3 p.m. And then we have to be back, since we're losing hours, we have to be back, I don't know how it works, but at the airport by 5 p.m. for a 7 o'clock flight tomorrow night. Well, Condor's kind of a new airline. We got the nice, with offering cheap business class, actually, it only costs like, I would say $1,500 per person, business class. Let's see, we got the fancy menu with all the different stuff. The left side's in German. I don't even know what language I'm speaking right now.
Das gesamte Handgepäck in den Ablagefächern über den Sitzen zu verstauen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard. We kindly ask you to store your hand luggage safely under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers. Please do not leave.
First time I flew Europe, I flew business class. And once you fly business class on a flight or first class, longer than 5 hours, you can't go back. So anyway, I gotta put this away before I get yelled at.